We've been working on the shore for many years. I would say historically a lot of that's been centered around protecting important places. We started off, we have multiple preserves on the shore. Our largest preserve is down in the Pocomoke Watershed, the Nassawango Preserve, and that one's over 10,000 acres now. And that's the largest natural private preserve in the state that we've protected, and it's a gem. I mean, it's just gorgeous. One of the great projects, actually, that's really exciting that we're working with Fish and Wildlife Service, with NRCS, and with the state of Maryland is a floodplain reconnection project in the Pocomoke. So it's a 9-mile stretch of river that was channelized, back in the 50s earlier. And when they channelized it, they dredged out a lot of the dirt from the channel, or made a new channel really right down the middle, piled it on the side of the channel. So when it floods now, it stays in the channel and just rises up and then rushes out to the bay instead of being able to flow into the floodplains. So we're going in and making breaches along there in those, so now that the floodwaters can get back into the floodplain and then slowly filter back into the river. So a 9-mile stretch, almost 4,000 acres of floodplains along it. We've been making great strides with working with local landowners, getting them enrolled in a restoration program that provides benefits for them, and then doing the restorations.
Is there a private?
Our top priority is particularly working on the eastern shore. Is water quality is a major concern for the species and the aquatic habitats. So we have 3 main strategies we're looking at. One is working collaboratively with the agricultural community and the agricultural industries on the shore to look at how we can work together to increase nutrient use efficiency. So we feel that there's really great technology and science now to direct us how we can better utilize nutrients and keep it to growing better crops, bigger crops, more yields, and reducing then how much of those nutrients are leaving the fields into our waters. Secondly, there's also a need to think about where are the best places in the landscape that we can place natural habitats back. So things like buffers and wetlands, where they can trap any excess nutrients that do leave the fields before entering our waterways, and also start to connect those large corridors and blocks of habitat that'll benefit natural forest wildlife, wetland wildlife species. The recent project that we're working through is a great example. It's called the Delmarva Conservation Partnership. We've developed that in collaboration with the Delaware Maryland Agribusiness Association. And through that partnership of our 2 groups, we put in a proposal to NRCS to bring an additional $5 million to the eastern shore and our focus watersheds to implement conservation practices in those watersheds. And by doing so, we're using our science to prioritize where that funding would be best applied, so to rank applications. And then farmers that are used to working through NRCS and the conservation districts apply for funding just like they always would, but get the practices on the ground. It's also, we have a team of about 30 different partners that are part of that collaboration that are helping us get the word out to producers, particularly some of our new partners that have been really valuable are people like Willard, which is a fertilizer retailer, and working with them that have very trusted relationships with farmers and starting to talk to them about the new tools that are available to increase nutrient use efficiency. So like nitrogen modeling, for example. And if we can better model the actual nitrogen needs of your crop over the season and apply that fertilizer when the crop needs it at the right time, to really get the best crop you can on those acres and minimize the amount of nutrients leaving those fields, we think we can make really great strides. So another project we have was in Talbot County here. So we're working several farmers to look at how we can retrofit roadside ditches as another example of a filter practice downstream where we can minimize the amount of land we're taking out of production but get water quality benefits from it. we all know we have lots of ditches on the Eastern Shore. So it was another opportunity for us to engage with the county, with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, that was involved in conversations with the farmers and with the community as well. I'm very encouraged by the farmers that we work with in Maryland that are still willing to come to the table and talk to us and try new things and put more effort into this, because I mean, they've done a ton, they've done a lot already, and in many regards more than most of our surrounding neighboring states, but for the most part they're still willing to do more, which I think says a lot. Well, I'd always like things to move faster, and a lot of the work we do, and I think because we work with kind of non-traditional partners, a lot of that's relationship building, and that doesn't happen overnight. I see great potential, and I'm really excited with some of the groups we're working with. But I do get concerned. We only live so long, and you only have so many years to work, right? Yeah. That it would be really great to see things, to see kind of the results of what you're doing faster.